What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm J-Lag, and I'm here with
NB.
And we are doing American Horror Story Season 7, Episode 9, called Drink the Kool-Aid. And so we're going to go through the entire episode and then stick around for our recap roundup. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. So we start off with, history lesson.
Yeah.
Another American history lesson.
Yeah.
And it talks about all these different cults. And it's Kai going through each one. The first one is Heaven's Gate cult, where they poison themselves. And then it goes to Kevin Koresh, I think his name was. Mm-hmm. And he talks about his cult. Mm-hmm. And Evan Peters plays
He's playing each one. Yeah, exactly.
And they also kill themselves. And then it talks about the biggest one of all time, Jim Jones. And I didn't know this one either, but apparently he created something called the People's Temple in Africa, and something happened, and then he ended up getting them all to drink Kool-Aid, and they all killed themselves. Yeah.
I remember hearing about the event. I don't remember the guy's name,
right?
But I remember hearing some preacher told everyone to drink, and literally everyone died.
My only knowledge about cults like that were from The Simpsons, because I feel like there's an episode of The Simpsons where the same thing is about to happen to somebody.
Probably.
Anyway, and he ends it off with they were all great men, and he's having a bedtime story with all his white supremacist friends.
So weird.
And one of them even says, he's like, but I thought we were a political party.
Not a cult.
Not a cult.
Yeah.
And he's like, all politics are a personality cult, essentially. It's that's your personality.
Yeah,
and
so you follow in
follow
that,
certain mindset. And it was really weird because what I noticed too is each person is named something weird. There was someone.
He had a nickname for everyone.
Speedwagon.
Which I guess
Sandstorm.
shows that he has a story with each one.
Right.
Where he's deemed them a certain name.
Them. He's rebaptized them
exactly.
Kind of, in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
So they all feel special and different.
Exactly.
And really weird names like Gutterball. Stupid ones. And he says something interesting, and he says getting someone to kill for you is pretty easy. If you had enough money, anybody could do it. But he's getting someone to die for you.
It's true.
That is a cult. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then it cuts to the council. They're doing their council meeting, and he's trying to make shifts. He's trying to make waves, and clearly he's using intimidation still. And he wants to restrict what people are seeing in the media in this town.
Right.
So he wants to do this Internet Integrity Freedom Act, which allows him to siphon what people are able to search online. And the one guy on the council that was already giving him trouble before is also being yo, this is going to cost so much money and all this other stuff. And he turns to this guy at the other side who has a broken arm, and he's like, what do you have to say? Mm-hmm. Clearly there's intimidation there. Yeah. And so he votes and everybody follows him. So he's obviously using that, and he says at the end of it all, I am running for Senate now. Mm-hmm. And the guy was that doesn't make any sense. You can't run this year because there's already somebody. Yeah, there's already someone, and he's anything can happen.
Just wait. Yeah. Oh God.
I'm okay.
How can no one stop this guy though?
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, someone did try, and then she got killed.
Yeah.
Then it comes to Ivy and Allie, and we have the conversation of a lifetime.
Post combo.
And Allie lays it all down. Why the F did you do this? You dumb ass idiot. And Ivy's I was out of control. Our life was out of order. We weren't making enough money at the restaurant. And she's all this other stuff. She's I needed boundaries or structure. And then she says a daddy.
She's oh, you needed a daddy.
And then she's yeah, I guess I needed a daddy.
She's yeah. Everybody needs a daddy.
Everybody needs a papa. And she admits that she was I thought I hated you. She says to Allie, she's I thought I hated you because you represented something that really frustrated me or whatever. And then she's I'm sorry. And then Winter comes in with Ozzy at that point, and then Winter apologizes as well. She's I'm so sorry this all happened. And she's you dumb bitch, I hate you. And then they start talking about having to run. They're we need to go.
Yeah.
Now she's Winter's
is that when she had the wiki how?
She's I found this online. She's it's a wiki how on how to leave
escape a cult. It's been 14 steps.
Oh, WikiHow. And yeah, so they're like, okay, we gotta go.
What did you think about that? Was that kind of like, did you think she was making fun of them trying to escape, or was she like down to escape with them?
No, I think she's like dead serious. But I think at this point in time, Winter is so defeated by all of this trust that she placed in Kai, the fact that he basically betrayed her, the fact that, like, you know, she even says it herself. She's like, the election really effed me up. I didn't know where to run to. I didn't know where to turn to. And he promised that he would take care of us, and he didn't. And like, he's all I know. I put everything into him. So she's in many ways like pretty useless, like at this point in time. So yeah, but she's like down to like help them out and whatever. But then of course at that particular moment they have an emergency meeting and all the white supremacists come through. They're like, what are you bitches doing? Let's go. So they go, and right quick, it's at Kai's place. And right quick, Bev like gets unleashed, and she like goes for Winter.
She attacks
real hard, and Winter is basically like the punching bag of this episode. She gets her ass like beat, like she like beats the shit out of Winter, and then she's so pissed or whatever, and then it becomes this whole like drink the juice situation where everybody's in the room, everybody pours the glasses, or he's pouring the glasses, and he's like, "This is your commitment." And he chooses one person, Puss Bucket, to be like the first person to drink. And then he's like, I'm not down for this. This is crazy. Were you nervous at any point in time?
I had a feeling that it was fake.
Yeah.
Like, I think he wanted to like weed out like the guy side too and see like who's actually going to be down to drink it.
Yeah.
It was a test for them as well.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like, like he was testing everyone like to see like who's going to drink it.
Right. And he didn't drink it, so then they shot him in the fucking body,
Chaz Bano.
And he did now. But then everybody else is forced to drink.
Everyone's like, yes, shots!
Yeah, shots. And then there's nothing in the Kool-Aid. He's like, there's nothing there.
He's like, of course I wouldn't kill us. I'm gonna percent it.
He's like, duh. And everybody's like flipping, and they're like, now we need to go. So then Allie and Ivy are like, we're packing
Bev
up.
was losing it the way. Like at the end of that scene, Bev's like,
she glitched
they're
out.
like, she's done.
I wasn't sure if she was like, I was ready to die.
She's out like Wendy Williams. Too soon.
Too soon. Or is it? It's like the best timing ever.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so Allie and Ivy are like, okay, we're like freaking out now.
Yeah.
If we weren't freaking out before, we have to go like right away. And so I guess it's the next day because she's like, our kid is in school. We're gonna pick him up from school.
Yeah, like they're like packing or whatever.
And they're packing up. And
Allie was being like so boss ass the whole episode too, because she was like, I think Ivy was like carrying a luggage. She's like, are you dumb, bitch? She's like, we can't leave with like luggages.
Yeah, they're
gonna know that we're like leaving, obviously.
Yeah. And then Ivy has the gall to be like, what about Winter?
Yeah.
And Allie turned around.
When she
like,
said that, I was like, you're done.
Serious?
You're done. You're so done.
Serious?
She's like, not like on that level, but like as like a friend.
As like a feminist level. And she's like, are you
literally Ivy has done nothing this entire time. Useless.
And so they get to the school, and of course he's not there. They actually say that the nanny picked him up
with like someone else. Yeah.
And so then it cuts to Kai and Ozzy in the basement, kind of having a bit of a conversation. And it's very interesting how he's even interacting with Ozzy.
Yeah.
Because he starts saying like right off the top, like, it's unnatural to have two moms. He's starting to like feed
like
his
you need like a man's influence.
Right.
Like you need a daddy.
Yeah. And then I think around that time, Allie tries to storm in to the house. She's like, where's my kid?
Yeah.
And that's when she like slaps Winter. Like Winter gets abused once again. She's like, she's like, go.
Yeah.
And she's like, where's my kid? Where is he? And then they go downstairs. All the while, like he's doing pinky power, I think, at that point. And then
with Ozzy.
Yeah. And then Kai's like, yo, I know where you got your sperm from. I used to donate from that shit. Yeah. And
I'm his daddy.
Because I think as Ozzy's leaving, he says, no, I want to stay with daddy. Yeah. And then Allie's like, I ain't having none of that shit right now. And she's like, okay, well, I am his daddy. And then everybody's like, no. And it was like a moment for me, at least. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. What did you think of that moment?
it threw me off.
Yeah.
But I also was thinking, I'm like, how does Kai even think he wouldn't even know that he's the dad?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like even if it was all real and true and whatever, how does Kai even claim to know that information?
Right.
And he never really explained it. He was just like, oh, see, like, it's my kid.
But it just goes to show that's what he's kind of been preying on all this time.
Yeah, of course.
People are believing everything that he's saying. So he's kind of assuming that
that's what's going to go down for sure. He's like, oh, I just give my sperm to like everyone. So like, yeah, probably he's my kid.
Like,
but like, how though? Like
hashtag alternative facts. That's like his thing. And then it cuts to, and then Oz decides to sleep over. I think like he gets like pushed into like sleeping over that night. So he can't, like they can't take him away. So then they have to like reconvene Allie and Ivy at home. And she decides to make them pasta. And she's chill AF.
Who is?
Allie.
Allie, yeah.
She's like calm as a motherfucker. She's like,
Ivy's like kind of freaking out now.
Yeah.
She's like, why do we leave him at their house? Like we messed up.
Well, she was pissed. At one point, she was really pissed at Ivy. Allie was pretty pissed at Ivy for leaving him at the house.
First Allie was upset.
Allie's like, I'm not leaving him
like,
here
obviously
with you.
not, yeah.
And then
Ivy's like, it's okay. We have no other option. Like he's gonna kill us. Like let's just like go home.
And like those were the moments where I was like, okay. She's like, you're done. We're done here. Like you and me, we're done because like you effing like are going back against my word. I'm here like trying to freaking save you guys. So they are at home. She's chill and she's looking cool. Like we see her with some like dark eyeliner.
Yeah, she looks more badass for sure.
She like she went like kind of like 11 season 2 of Stranger Things, and she's like, I'm gonna like,
and she was cooking. For the first time, like you see her, and it's a big thing for them because I feel like Ivy was always the one who was like doing all those things,
right? And
even Ivy's like, oh, like you actually like you cooked this time.
You came through, and she's like, well, it wasn't me, like it was like
she's like, pasta. Oh, I just made pasta.
Like yeah. So as they're talking, she brings up like her being at the mental institute, and I think that's the one thing that I've noticed that I feel like I wish we saw
a little bit of it,
her, because she says the same thing to Dr. Rudy before that whole thing happened. She was like, I was in there and like it was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And like she like realized things in there.
First of all, when she was talking, like when Allie was talking, like everything came into perspective too. She was like, you threw me in there. Yeah. First of all, you didn't once come and like check on me. You didn't come visit me. You didn't bring our kid to visit his mom. Like you, like for Ivy to do that was pretty messed up. Like if you actually think about it, like totally fucked up. Yeah. Like, bro, like that's so tight. Like she was your wife for like how many years, and like you just like threw her into this thing.
And then you went and started fucking like
the and so you can just see like the way things went down with Ivy too. You're like, no, bitch. Like you are.
You suck.
You're not a good person.
Yeah.
There's no way to justify it. Like, because even as they were sitting down, like Allie's like, oh, this is the wine from like our honeymoon. Like, you can kind of see like Ivy like being more like romantic to her, and I'm like, no, like this is messed up. Like, you can't justify what you did to like your wife. Like,
and she doesn't really apologize. She doesn't say like, she doesn't say like, I really did fuck up and I'm so sorry.
She didn't apologize, but I guess it looked like she was sort of trying to like get things back.
Yeah.
She was like, tonight can be our night. Like,
yeah. And so she says, she's like, when I was there, the only thing that kind of got me through everything was like this idea of revenge and this idea that I can come back and like come for something. And she's like, I wanted my revenge against you. And she's like, I feel like I'm cured from everything. And then Ivy, as she's like eating and drinking or whatever, she's like, you think you're cured? She's like, that stuff is gonna come back. You think that you're scared, like not scared of things anymore?
How crazy was it when she flipped this back. She fought back. She was like, you're so crazy. Like I was like, what a bitch. I was
like, all this time you can't even support your wife. Being like, wow, I'm so like, thanks for coming through, and like I think you are doing a really good job. Like she's like, no,
like it was such a weird like dynamic in that moment.
And this is even before I think she realized that she was poisoned.
Oh yeah, for sure. This was before that. That's why I was like, whoa, like she's being so savage right now. Like why isn't she just like why can't they just work it out or support her? Yeah,
her damn thing. And so like she's like, you can never. She's like, you'll never be able to come for me.
Yeah.
She's like, you're so pathetic. Yeah. I don't think she says pathetic, but she's like, you don't have like the power to do that. Like it's not you. And so as she's standing up, she gets woozy, and she was like, I already done something, bitch.
Yeah.
And she's like, I put arsenic.
When did you know that she poisoned her?
I think it was as soon as she started like eating. I was like, she's fucking poisoned. She poisoned her.
I just wasn't sure if it was like the wine or the pasta.
Yeah, and then she's like,
because I was like, she's not eating the pasta, she's drinking the wine. I'm like, okay, maybe it's like the wine then, because she wasn't drinking the wine either. Like Ali wasn't drinking wine.
Yeah. And so I was like, you're gonna do that to a perfectly good bottle of wine? Like,
I know, and the pasta looked really good too.
And so she was like, I think one of the last things that she says to Ivy as she's like dying on the floor, she's like, I found my strength. She's like, I wanted two things as soon as I left. She's like, I wanted my son back, and she's like, I wanted to see you die. Yeah. She's like, we're halfway there, bitch.
Yeah. It was like, crazy.
It was such a good moment.
Yeah. Which sucks because like as you start out the whole season, like you kind of want Ali and Ivy to be like there at the end with like their family or like whatever. But to see Ivy, like again, like we say, like she's been the LVP all season. Yeah. And she died being the LVP still. Yeah. Like she never did anything good.
And even at one point in time, she does turn around. She's like, how could you do this to Oz? Like, how could you do this? Like, and then she's like, how could you do it? You're like, you're the one that's leaving.
It's true.
So bye, bitch. Oh my God. Ali
it was so good.
Savage.
It was so good.
It. And then there was like the cut to like the slumber party.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so effing awkward. And I'm sure they set it up that way. These like full grown men,
masculine, like manly men in whitey tighties in their little bitch sleeping bags,
like kicking their feet up, just like listening to him tell like a bedtime story. It is so pathetic to see. And then on top of that, there's a kid in the mix of it all. So it's just like you guys are all hanging out with this like 6-year-old
boy in his basement. Yeah, like it looks so funny. It looks so
weird.
funny.
Like, who are these waste men just like sitting in a basement? Yeah. Like, none of you have girlfriends clearly or families that you care about? Like, anyway. It's kind of amazing that he was able to bound together.
Well, they became like little like, even in the beginning, how the one guy was like, can we masturbate? Like, can't we like jerk off, whatever? He's like, no, like you shouldn't do this, whatever. Like, even to that point, like they're listening to what he's saying about their sexuality, about like what they can do, about what they were doing 2 months ago before this shit happened. Like, how pathetic is that? Like,
he's like trying, like they're all trying to make sure that everything's okay, like checking it off with him. I'm like, wow, he got you guys
he got
so
them
easy.
so bad.
And so as I think at that point in time, Kai is telling the rest of the Jim Jones story, saying like, when he died,
so they all died.
And then he's like, but his journey didn't end there. Yeah. And then he's like, Jesus touched him, gave him a high
five. And they
like
cut to like this random scene of like literally like Jesus, Mary, and who else was there?
I don't know.
And like they're like flying down with string attached to them. Like it was it was the funniest scene ever. Yeah. They fly down and Jim Jones like wakes up. Yeah. And then like Jesus like touches him and like they high five each other.
Yeah. And then everybody else like wakes up.
And then slowly everyone's waking up and like they dip after and like that was the story.
Right. And then Ozzy's like, no.
He's like, wait a minute. He's like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. He's like, I read it on Wikipedia that he shot himself.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, then like none of that stuff that you just said like could have happened.
No, for sure.
And then it's kind of amazing because now Kai is having to fight
like
against
he's like, what the hell?
8-year-old child. Yeah. And he's like everything in Wikipedia is like fake news, and it was just really funny to see.
It's just funny how like a 6-year-old kid is the one questioning all of this,
and
right?
Nobody else.
No one else. Everyone's like, true.
Yeah. And so then they're like, doubters get no cookies, and then they like put him into timeout.
He's grounded.
Like, what the fuck? And everybody's okay with that. Anyway, moving on. Ali goes to the donor clinic and she's like, I need to find out if this guy is my fucking kid, like
baby daddy.
My baby daddy. And so she like pushes money into this woman and she like decides to get the papers, and then it turns out that it's not.
Yeah.
The donor
she's
is
like,
not.
phew, like that's not him.
And then she's like, I need you to do something
One
else.
more thing, yeah.
Did you know that gonna happen?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I totally booked that. I was like, okay, she's gonna try to like
put the
twist
in there?
it. Yeah. So then we have the Ali and Kai dinner, and he's like, how's it going, whatever, and he's like,
he's kind of like turned on by her too, like he's like into her.
At this point in time, he's like becoming a pure out cult leader, and a lot of cult leaders, even based on this episode and like what we learned about all these different ones, they turn it around on even the husbands and said like, all these women are my property now.
Yeah.
Like you guys are not allowed to be a part of this. And so he's kind of taking the same, like taking a page from that, and he's like, you know, he has all these women that he can fuck or do whatever he wants to everybody, basically. And so he's like, where's your wife? And she's like, she's in the trunk. And then he's like laughing.
He's like, are you kidding?
And then she's like, no, I'm dead ass
She's like,
serious.
I
I killed her. She's like, she sucks. And he's like, cool, good job. He's like,
Yeah.
he was actually like impressed.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I'm shocked that like he wasn't worried how fast
he didn't because I think he asked her too. He's like, how did you kill her? And she's like, I poisoned the food.
Right.
And he didn't flinch. He kept eating the food that she served him.
Yeah. And I guess he's gained that much trust in her, even though he's been fucking with her this whole time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit like, I mean, that's a huge misstep on his end. But
well, he knows that like he has the son.
he has the security.
He's pretty like safe at that moment,
That's
right?
true. And so she takes it to the next level and she shows him the file. She's like, he's your son. And he's like, is he? And then she like passes over the papers and then it's like his picture. And she was like, it was so easy to choose you. You have like
high IQ and like no
this, and
diseases.
this. Yeah.
Like,
and he's like, oh my God, I like spoke this into existence.
Yeah.
So it fed his ego.
yeah,
in the
yeah.
perfect
She was
way
like totally
possible.
boosting his ego.
And yeah, it just worked out perfectly for her for now. Because by the end of the episode, I think it like turns into like a bit of a mess. Because once they finish dinner, she gets to see him. She like goes over to his place and like everything's good to go. She like Oz gives like
They hide Ivy's body in the room, right, with the
Right.
parents. And then I guess like he comes up to her.
So there's like a little quick moment too with Ali being like looking down at her. Being
Yeah,
like,
she kind of. I think she's probably like, what did I just do? Like I'm in it now. Like
she killed somebody.
her
to
wife.
get to this point.
yeah, for sure.
So there's kind of like no turning back now. So then she gets to see Oz
Mm-hmm.
and they he gives her a hug and she's like, she's so happy or whatever. And then Kai comes into the picture and he's like, now we can be
One
real
family.
family. And then Ali's like, oh shit, like what did I just
Like
do?
yeah, you're in it now.
Yeah, now you're like, you really like put it into the situation. So and then that's the end of the episode. It ends off with like that, like
Just
final
like that hug.
So yeah, what did you think of the whole thing?
I really liked the episode. It was really good. I think like Ali's
Because we're at the final bit of it, right?
Yeah, I
like,
think there's like 2 more maybe, but I think Ali's like on the right track. I don't know if like she's gonna lose herself though along the way.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into our favorite section.
Recap roundups. Best moment.
What was the best moment for you?
The best moment for me was definitely like Ali killing Ivy. It was so satisfying because like she's been our LVP all season. Ivy has done nothing but cause drama, like stupid drama too.
Yeah.
She's never come through for anyone.
Yeah.
And especially at the end, like hearing her being like, no, you're always gonna be a coward, bitch. Like you're never gonna change. I was like, you deserve to die right now.
suck.
Like it's good right now.
My best moment was the dinner. I really liked the fact that
With
Kai, so between Ali and Kai, because there was that really interesting dynamic and seeing her start to take charge and her kind of change. She's changing right before our eyes. I know that we already had that moment last episode, I think, when she made the first manwich.
Yeah.
But now like her sitting down and her laying down all these cards and playing them in a very like strategic way, I was like, ooh, I'm liking this kind of.
And you're 100% buying that he's buying it, right?
Right. I am. That's a good question. Did you not think that was the case?
No, I think he is. I'm just trying to think like if any moment he kind of was like,
right.
You know,
I think
like if he never went to that sperm clinic, then he would know she's completely lying.
Right.
But obviously he probably has, where he's like, okay, this could be the case. This could be my kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because if he says like I was actually just joking, like, I never even stepped through that door.
Yeah.
Then her whole story's
I'm sure she
gone.
found that file too. Like tried to find
it. Must have been because like even his picture was like kind of like from like when he was younger or whatever. Yeah.
So it's cool to see that kind of dynamic change because I think it's gonna like change how everything ends off.
WTF moment. My what the F moment. I wasn't really shocked at anything. Like even when it wasn't his kid or like he was claiming, I was like, this is not really like shocking me. I think for me, like Winter is throwing me off. Like I don't know what to think when it comes to her. Everything she does is like, what are you doing though? Like right now, like I don't understand. Like, are you working for him? Are you still like his sister? Or are you trying to like escape with these 2 like girls? Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
So like I was just left being like, I have no idea what her story is right now.
You're like, what the fuck moments with Winter?
Like what the F is her character?
Yeah.
Basically.
My WTF moment is that first reveal. And obviously by the end of the episode we find out that Oz isn't his kid. But in that first reveal,
You were like, oh shit, it could
like,
be his kid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that was like obviously like a moment, and it was like not true, but I fed into it. I fed into the lies.
I just felt like he was so like Maury. Like he was like, he's my kid too. Like I was like, okay, what are the chances?
Yeah.
MVP. My MVP was
none other than
Oz.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I just loved how he did it in the what he said in the basement.
Yeah.
I think what Oz said in the
That's
basement
a very good point.
was like so boss. Yeah. He came out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm telling you, like the 8-year-old kid is the one that like basically was like, guys, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, the internet is literally saying like he shot himself.
And
then on top of that, he questioned that, and Kai was like, no, like it's not true, like it's fake. And he goes, okay, but then why are the families of the victims saying like they still feel like their families are missing? Like he even like found like quotes from like the families of the victims, being like, this is sketchy, obviously. Like, and then Kai like broke his phone.
Yeah.
But I think Ozzy like definitely came through, and I think that just shows like how he was raised too, and you know.
And it also, and we talked about it earlier, but like the fact that there's a kid, a little child who's able to be smart enough to do just a scratch line surface level of research to know that all of what he's spewing is bullshit. And I think it's obviously a great contrast to the real world situation that this is all supposed to be mirroring, where there's a lot of people who are like following like sheep and listening to everything this one person is saying and not doing their own due diligence to make sure that any of that stuff is true.
And I think it's very reflective of like a kid booked it.
Yeah,
a kid like, was able to book this.
Like it was just as close to saying like even a monkey could do this.
Yes.
Like it was like even a child could
see that
shit.
This is not right.
Yeah. Like that's how clear it is.
Yeah. On the flip side, I feel like kids are unique in that sense because I feel like they see things without any biases, and they kind of are able to just see things the way exactly they are.
Yeah.
Right.
And they know when to question things when they don't understand.
But he's also a smart kid, so like
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
What was yours?
My MVP was Ali.
Yeah.
Because she
came through.
She came through. She killed my least favorite character. So I was totally okay with that. She looks boss ass with her eyeliner, like I said. She's looking pretty cool, and I'm really excited for her character to like come through.
LVP.
My LVP is Ivy for the very last time. I guess I can't use it for the rest of the season, but
unless I do a flashback.
I hope not. I feel like we're done with Ivy. She definitely was my LVP. I was ready to see her die. I was ready to see her end. I hated her right to the end because she like sucked at every single level.
Seriously, yeah.
You know, like even her saying like, oh yeah, Oz can stay with him. Like all these little dumb things that she does even right to the very last episode with her in it. I was like, just go. Yeah. Just go, you loser. You suck.
Loser.
Who was your LVP?
Winter was my LVP.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, like what did
Where
you do?
Where have you been? Yeah.
Where have you been? Whose side are you on?
Yeah.
What are you motivated? Like I just don't get her. Like I don't understand what the hell she's doing.
Yeah, she would definitely be a close second for me because I just feel like right now she's not
like she better come through hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm still hoping that she's gonna come through hard. And also, someone coming through hard is the Frances Conroy's character that we saw a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
That was like what the cult. What was she? Valerie's like girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
BB. So like I just feel like where did she go? What happened to that whole storyline? Like she has to come through at some point too. Yeah. Is she gonna be an MVP or is she gonna be an LVP?
That's a good point.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
The best line. My favorite quote was when Ozzy reads the Wikipedia. Yeah. Like I was like, yes. I'm like, say it, boy, say it.
And this is what I already said this one, but I liked how Kai was like, all politics are a personality cult, essentially. Because I think it's very, very true. And the thing that I also realized too is he's being very, very honest with his group, like with his cult members. He's not keeping it behind this like dark cloud or whatever. He's like very, very open with them, and he's telling them, and they're still believing it. So it just goes to show like either how much power he has, how he's not really concerned with anybody leaving him because he's like being honest with them. He's like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna drink Kool-Aid, we're gonna do this.
And like Ivy said, right, she goes, I wanted someone to think for me.
Yeah.
It's almost become that. It's like people are so tired of having to think for themselves and make decisions. Here's someone who's like, I'll make all the choices for you. Just follow me and do what I say, and you'll be good. Yeah. And it's like that's who they are.
Yeah. And like I said, that quote was very important because I feel like it's true. Like it's very, very true. Like at the end of the day, it's all about following who you think is the coolest person. Like nobody liked Hillary Clinton. That's why like she didn't win. Yeah. It was a personality thing. Like everybody loved this guy. So that's what happened. That's the episode, guys. Right?
Yep.
So that's the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you're hearing, please share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on all of the things. So check us out at recap_rewind. Or just check recap rewind because we're everywhere now. And finally, we have our contest still running. If you guys want a chance to win one of the best things,
like a pop socket
is
a pop socket is a pop socket.
A pop socket is my life. I use it every single day because I use my phone every single day. It just pops onto the back of your phone and then it becomes like a little grip, a little kickstand. And we're gonna also like make it like customized with like some rewind realness. And all you need to do to enter is comment in our video for this video or any of our videos, whatever. Let us know what you think next episode or next season of American Horror Story is going to be. That's all you need to do to enter, and we get to choose the best answer. And you guys got to let us know because it's coming up to the end. So
of the season,
enter this thing and win something fun, and that's all you got to do.
That's it,
guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.